Yes, people, Arsenal with Ash here to review the Brighton game, and fuming is an understatement. How many times are we gonna have to complain about these referees? We've got the best league in the world, but we've got the most incompetent referees. I can't believe the decision he's made today. I actually cannot believe it. And don't get me wrong, I'm fine with that being the law of the game, yeah? But the inconsistency in that said match, not even across a few games, in that match. Anyway, for those who don't know, I'm talking about the Declan Rice incident, where obviously in the first half he got a yellow card, rightly so, for a late challenge. He lost his 50-50, which he openly admitted. And then in the second half, by the corner flag, he's given away what even that was a soft foul. I'm not sure that was a foul, even the foul the referee actually gave in the first place against Veltman. So after that, Declan Rice is walking away from the ball. Veltman throws the ball at his heel. Declan Rice looks at the ball and gives it a little tap. Veltman then comes and just smashes him, like just kicks him to the ground out of nowhere. Obviously, Declan didn't see he was there, and the referee sent Declan off for kicking the ball away. Now, it's the law. That isolated incident is very soft because it was a slight tap of the ball. The ball was still rolling, so he didn't stop a free kick from being taken. Veltman's absolutely smashed him and not even been booked. But the worst thing about it is João Pedro in the first half, and I remember it clearly because I was even screaming at my TV saying that should be a yellow card. He's ran the ball out of play, and instead of leaving the ball, he smashed it to David Raya. And there's absolutely nothing. You can see Arteta protesting at that moment. Odegaard was even asking the referee, like, what? And absolutely nothing. But Declan Rice does a small little touch in the Brighton's defensive corner flag, not affecting the game at all. And he gets booked for it. And subsequently, it's a second yellow, which I believe by the rule book, you can't even appeal that. And now he misses Tottenham away. This is the implications of these incompetent referees and their stupid decisions. I'm fuming. Luckily, the boys managed to salvage a point from the game. So we're still unbeaten. We didn't lose. But we didn't manage to keep our 100% record going when we was 1-0 up. Because as soon as he gets sent off, they score at the other end. But yeah, on to the game. First half, we came out firing. Saka must have looked at, I think what's his name? Hinshelwood or something like that. He's obviously not a natural left back, and Saka just had him on toast. Absolute toast. It was just getting past him. He didn't know which way to go with him. So yeah, we had a few chances. We didn't manage to get the goal in that period of dominance. We then stepped off a bit. Brighton got into the game a bit more. And then Saka comes up with a moment of brilliance, nudging Dunk out the way and clipping Havertz in through 1-on-1, and he lofts it over the keeper. 1-0, beautiful goal. Saka and Havertz combine again, and I think we're going to see a lot of that this season. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. And then, yeah, so we go into half-time, 1-0 up, quite comfortable. Brighton have hardly really caused us any problems. And then obviously the second half's completely different because the Declan Rice incident happens minute 49, I think it is. So it's then 40 minutes of Brighton having the ball. And Brighton are a very good team. They know how to keep the ball, so it's not the team you want to play against with 10 men. They're really good at recycling possession, getting the ball out to their wide players. Matoma was getting into the game at that point. And then they get a goal. I think it might have been within 5-10 minutes of Dec going off. And at that point, I'm just looking at it like, boy, this is looking like a defeat. But the boys worked their socks off. We hung in there, even created 2 great opportunities ourselves, man. I'm gutted that we missed them. I think the first one was it Havertz? Yeah, Havertz goes through in on goal, works so hard to get there. A great run. He tried to place it into the bottom corner. Keeper made a decent save with his feet. Saka then followed up, but his effort was quite tame and that fizzled out. And then the second one was that breakaway where Havertz is going down the right wing. Great cross with his right foot across to Saka, but Saka was at full stretch, so he couldn't really get anything on it. And that was the two big chances in the second half for us. Obviously, we rode our luck at times. Brighton had their chances as well. Ryan made a couple of decent saves. So yeah, all in all, when you look at the two halves, and if you take the incident away from it, obviously it's a big incident and it changed the flow of the game, but a draw is probably the fair result. But we didn't get to see a fair representation of the game because of the referee's stupidity. Anyway, like I said, we got a point. We didn't lose the game. So yeah, we can take a positive from that. And we go into the international break with 2 wins from our first 3 games, 1 draw, 7 points from 9, unbeaten, and you can't be too mad at it, to be fair. With the start that we've had, Wolves at home, tricky game, Villa away, very tricky game, and then Brighton at home, tricky game. So we've managed to get 7 points out of that. But after the break, it's Tottenham away and Man City away, without Declan Rice for the Tottenham game, without Mikel Merino for God knows how long. Whew. But I'm glad that Mikel Arteta has 2 weeks to think of a game plan and see what's the best thing to do. Are you going to go Jorginho, Partey, Odegaard? Is he going to put faith in Waneri? Is he going to put Havertz back in midfield? Is he going to put Timber in midfield? Who knows? But he needs to work it out because Declan Rice is a massive miss. But yeah, and so I want to go into the player ratings before I touch on a few other subjects. So David Raya, I think he had another good game. Especially in the second half, he had a bit more to do. And he just looked so assured, catching crosses, rushing out to people's feet. Made a decent save as well from their new centre midfield. I think his name's Ayeri or something like that. So yeah, another solid performance from him, and unlucky to not get the clean sheet. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10. Ben White had a more difficult day. Mitoma, very, very tricky player. I think he causes any right back in the league problems. But yeah, he got past him a few times. It was quite a good battle, to be fair. But yeah, I'll probably give Ben maybe a 7 out of 10. Saliba, yeah, he had quite a good game. Obviously for their goal, allowing Minter to split through the middle of Saliba and Gabriel was obviously fatal. So that was a crucial moment in the game. So I'll probably give Saliba a 7 out of 10, and then it will probably be the same for Gabriel, based on the same reasons really. Timber done well against Minter. Ended up getting a booking in the second half. When it was a backs to the walls job, and he went off. I don't know if he was injured or he had some cramp or what. Hopefully he'll be alright, but yeah, I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10 as well. Thomas Partey was poor. He's just so frustrating, man. Just sometimes he just doesn't check his shoulders. He's just sloppy on the ball, just allowing needless transitions. João Pedro was causing him problems similar to Morgan Rogers last week. And yeah, these type of games, when you've got opponents, when you've got a number 10, someone playing in the 10 or a striker doing like a false 9 job that can just get by him easy, he's just not the man for it. We need Declan Rice in that 6 once Mikel Merino is back. And that's the midfield I want to see. So yeah, Partey, for me, even for the goal, his tracking of João Pedro was poor. So I'll probably give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he had a poor game. Odegaard, poor game as well. He was very quiet. He took quite a big kick in the first half, which was kind of his own fault because of his poor touch, and that clearly affected his game. So I can't give him more than maybe a 6 out of 10 because he did create a really good chance for Saka in the first half where Saka should have smashed it, but he was too feeble. But yeah, didn't do much. Odegaard. Declan Rice got himself sent off. As stupid as the decision was, it's a silly. He knows that we can't give referees a decision to make, and it doesn't matter if within the same game an incident has happened and he's let it go, because we know how stupid these referees are. So he needs to be more wise. I'm sure he'll learn from that. But yeah, obviously because he's got the sending off, and his tackle in the first half was poor as well. he'll probably, can't give him more than, he might have to hold a 4 out of 10. Just his lowest rating from me. Havertz got his goal. Again, really nice finish, worked really hard, especially in the second half when we were down to 10 men. Worked really hard. A couple of times he was a bit sloppy on the ball, couldn't sort out his feet. But yeah, good performance overall from him. I'll probably give him a 7.5 out of 10. Really nice goal. I'm glad he got another goal to add to his tally. Trossard, poor. And it's just this thing with him. When he starts, he usually doesn't have as much of an effect as when he comes off the bench. So it was just, yeah, frustrating even game from him. I can't give him more than a 6 out of 10 probably, maybe even a 5. I'm going to go with a 5. And Saka, brilliant again, just giving the left back a tormented time, creates a goal, brilliant assist. He's assisted in every game so far this season. Second half worked his socks off. Couple of times he was a bit sloppy in possession, had a couple of chances himself, but I can't fault him. I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10 as well. Off the bench, we had Calafiori come on to help shore up the defence. He done a decent job, because when he came on, they just scored, I think it was. So 1-1, kept the score at 1-1. So he done a decent job. Zinchenko, similarly as well to Calafiori, I'm gonna give Calafiori probably a 6 out of 10. Can't give him more than that. Zinchenko didn't really have much to do really, and the one time he was called upon, Minte ghosted behind him at the back post and won a header, which could have been dangerous. So yeah, I can't give Zinny more than a 5 out of 10. Martinelli came on, worked his socks off. I think he could have been better on the ball when he had the chance, but I can't really fault him really. He came on and had to do a job, so I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. Was that it? I can't remember any other subs that we made. Yeah, I think that might have been about it. But if I've missed someone, make sure you let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's that. International break now. We know our Champions League fixtures as well. Check out my short for that if you haven't. If you're not up to date. We know the actual games that we're going to play when. The first game is going to be away at Atlanta on a Thursday night. I didn't know the Champions League was going to be on Thursday nights as well. But yeah, that's our first game as soon as we come back from the international break pretty much. And we have a new signing on board. 1 in, 1 out on deadline day. Raheem Sterling. We've signed Raheem Sterling. Like, I actually can't believe it. It's mad to think that Raheem Sterling plays for Arsenal. In the grand scheme of things, a great deal, because deadline day was looking bleak. I was not happy. I was saying we've had all this time to get an attacker in. We're not going to do nothing. We're going to leave ourselves short. We let Eddie go. We've let ESR go. We've let Fabio Vieira go. And we're just going to leave ourselves short. But the Sterling news talk just weren't going away. And it was, I think, about 8-9 o'clock when Fabrizio Romano said that we were actively in talks about the deal, and then from there it was just rapid. It just moved so quick, and then news of Reece was coming along. So Reece Nelson had 5 teams in Premier League teams interested in him. At first he was going to Newcastle, then it was Ipswich. He was about to go and do a medical, and then Fulham hijacked the deal at the last minute, and then he's ended up going on loan there. Dry loan, no obligation or option, so he'll be back in the summer. And then the same with Sterling to us. So dry loan, a great deal for us. I think a really, really good deal. Pretty much at no risk. We're not even paying 50% of his wages. I think it's around the 40% mark. Chelsea paying 60%. He's even took a wage cut to join us. And yeah, like I said, it's a dry loan. So it's completely risk adverse. He brings so much experience. He's won the Premier League multiple times with City. He knows Arteta very well. The system, I think, is tailor-made for him. I think his issue at Chelsea was that he was asked to do too much. They wanted him to be the main man, and that's not Raheem Sterling. He fits up a structured setup, and that's what we have. I think he's going to fit like a glove, and I think he really could do a lot for us. So yes, he can be frustrating and he'll miss his chances and all of that, but just to have someone that's a constant threat that you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to run at you on the inside or the outside. He can play a pass when he wants to. So yeah, I'm really happy with that signing. I really hope that he can showcase his best abilities with us, and help us to win something this season. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the game. That stupid Declan Rice decision. The referees ruined the game there. Let me know your thoughts on the Sterling. Obviously, Mikel Merino's got injured in his first training session. So unfortunate. Hopefully we see him back in probably about a month or so now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything that's gone on this week, really. It's been a manic week. And now we've got 2 weeks of rest with the international break. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Arsenal with Ash, Twitter, or X they call it, at Arsenal with Ash, and TikTok at Arsenal with Ash for all your latest updates and news and everything content-wise from me. But yeah, peace out. Have a good weekend.